Now at 5, some area community leaders discuss ways to foster economic growth. Plus, new strategies to support officers. We'll explain the role of a wellness canine. Plus,
President-elect Donald Trump warns all hell will break loose in the Middle East if Hamas does not release the hostages. I'm Cristian Benavides in West Palm Beach, Florida, with what else Trump had to say with less than 2 weeks to go until Inauguration Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Southeast Kansas community leaders come together to discuss strategies for economic growth. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The first of 3 strategic planning meetings was held in Columbus, Kansas today. Residents and business owners discussed ways to foster economic growth throughout Cherokee County. They're looking to increase the number of businesses and grow existing ones. One of the obstacles is a declining population. The executive director of Cherokee County Economic Development says they've seen a drop for about 10 straight years.
There's a lot of growth potential here, so we're hoping to start the conversation today about what specific needs business owners may have, and hopefully we can find a way to help meet those needs over time.
They hope to tackle the issue of a dwindling population by investing in housing and infrastructure. Preparations are underway for the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, coming again to the Downstream Casino Resort Pavilion. That'll be Wednesday of next week. This is file video. The expo will be open to businesses only from 9 a.m. until noon and open to the public from noon until 4. As always, the expo will showcase a wide range of area businesses. Admission is $5 for adults. Kids 5 and under get in free. In less than 1 week, Cherokee County Sheriff-elect Brian Henderson will take office. Henderson won election in November with more than 78% of the vote. He's assuming the role from David Groves, who has been Cherokee County Sheriff for more than 15 years. Henderson had been chief of police in Baxter Springs until his election. He says he's ready to get to work.
That trust is a bond that's constantly being built. It's not just walking in day one and saying, trust me, but it's a constant building upon with them, and not only with the employees, but the community.
Following Henderson's election, the Baxter Springs City Council appointed Jimmy Hamilton as the interim chief of police. Tonight on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear more from Henderson about what he hopes to accomplish early on. Right now, though, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, another bitterly cold day for us today. Temperatures really couldn't go anywhere as we stayed mainly into the mid 20s across the region. That's where we're sitting right now. 25s, Joplin and Pittsburgh, 23 in Fort Scott, 22 in Nevada, 29 in Anderson. Oswego is sitting at 27 degrees. Through the evening, quick drop again, down through the teens very quickly. And our wind chill factor, once again by morning, will be anywhere from 0 to about 5 above or 5 below, depending on where you live. We are tracking another storm system. This will not start to affect us till late Thursday. Bands of scattered snow showers starting to push in. So we're going to be talking more about this here in just a bit.
See, as soon as the temperature drops, area firefighters say the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning climbs. AAA of Missouri reminds us of some important safety tips. Never start or run your vehicle in an enclosed space like a garage, and ensure your exhaust pipes are clear of snow or ice. The exhaust from a car or a generator in a garage can quickly become deadly.
The silent killer that it is, it's hard for us to determine how long it'll fill up a home. So a tight fit home, like a tightly insulated, packed you have no drafts in your home. If it's super tight, maybe basement, it's going to fill up a lot faster. It's going to basically just take over the oxygen that's inside your house.
AAA says you should also have a mechanic check the exhaust system in your vehicle every year. Even a small leak can lead to a buildup of carbon monoxide inside the car. President-elect Donald Trump said today he'll revoke an offshore oil and gas drilling ban announced by outgoing Democratic President Joe Biden. The comments came during a wide-ranging news conference at Mar-a-Lago. Cristian Benavides reports from West Palm Beach, Florida.
President-elect Donald Trump railed against President Biden's ban on new offshore oil and gas drilling developments.
I will reverse it immediately. It'll be done immediately. and we will drill, baby, drill.
Speaking Tuesday, with less than 2 weeks to go until he takes office, Trump also refused to rule out the use of military force to take control of the Panama Canal and Greenland, where a delegation of aides, including his son, Donald Trump Jr., is visiting.
We need them for economic security.
Greenland's government says it is not for sale. When it came to the remaining hostages Hamas took from Israel, including several Americans, the president-elect did not mince words.
If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
The president-elect also reiterated his support for those charged in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
So we'll be looking at the whole thing, but I'll be making major pardons, yes.
The news conference came the same day a Trump-appointed judge temporarily blocked the public release of special counsel Jack Smith's report on investigations into Trump involving allegations of election interference and the alleged mishandling of classified documents. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
The president-elect also said he plans to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Still ahead, what's new in tech?
A mirror that reads your oxygen levels, blood pressure, and more just by simply using your face. I'm Andres Gutierrez with a look at how a major innovation in AI this year promises to revolutionize the way we interact with technology.
But first, a possible treatment for long COVID. That's next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, some people with long COVID could be helped with an extended treatment of Paxlovid. A study by UC San Francisco found that more than a third of long COVID patients who took Paxlovid for 2 weeks saw improvement with symptoms like fatigue, headache, and brain fog. The CDC estimates 1 in 13 adults has long COVID. Sugary drinks are responsible for millions of cases of diabetes and cardiovascular disease. A study by Tufts University estimates every year 2.2 million people develop type 2 diabetes due to sugary beverages, and 1.2 million develop cardiovascular disease. The problem is especially bad in developing countries in Africa and Latin America. Despite it being a popular topic with politicians, gender-affirming medications are hardly ever prescribed to children. A study by Harvard showed 0 recorded cases where a child under 12 was prescribed gender-affirming hormones, and less than 0.1% of minors overall received them. The study debunks claims that these medications are given out freely. It's no secret police work can take a heavy emotional toll. One police department in California is finding new ways to help officers cope with the job, recruiting their first wellness canine. Amanda Hari has more.
Ready? Let's go. Patrolling the streets of Richmond, California can be a tough job. Now, a new member of the department is trying to help lighten the load. 9-month-old Rosie, named after Rosie the Riveter, is the Richmond Police Department's new wellness dog, aiming to provide emotional support and a calming presence.
You can tell people's mood changes when they see her. You know, if there's an officer walking down the hallway, they'll light up.
Karin Khalil is one of Rosie's handlers. She's only been caring for her for a few months, but already believes Rosie will be a good fit.
She seems almost like it's suited for her. She's very in tune with emotion. Show your tricks, okay?
At this point, Rosie has only been in basic obedience classes.
Shake. Good girl. Down.
Later this year, she'll work with Next Step Service Dogs in San Diego. The nonprofit will help train her to be a service dog for first responders. Rosie will learn how to provide comfort and remain calm in tense situations. She and her handlers will complete months of advanced training.
She gets mad if I don't rub her belly.
Lieutenant Donald Patchen says he's excited to see how she progresses.
I can only imagine how huge her impact will be once she's completed the actual training and have that formal training for us to rely on.
Officer Alyssa Alvarado says Rosie has already become a light at the department headquarters.
Just a fresh shaking from like serious business, like when you come to work and you got to put on your game face and be ready, and then she just runs up and wants to see if you have any treats for you or anything.
Creating a little bit of zen in the chaotic world of police work. Amanda Hari, CBS News, Richmond, California.
All Rosie's training is expected to take about 2 years and was funded by the Officer Wellness and Mental Health California State Grant Program. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, new rules for Americans traveling overseas.
Plus, we're tracking the potential for some more snow. We're going to look at that. Well, of course, it turned out to be a super cold day for us today. High temps only into the mid-20s, even though we've had quite a bit of sunshine outside. A nice shot of the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Look at our temps. Definitely cold. 22 Nevada, 23 in Fort Scott. We have 27 at Neosho, 29 in Jay. Parsons sitting at 27, but again, well below where we should be for this time of the year. It's 25 outside, northerly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening, go from 20s into the teens, back down near 10 later on tonight, and those wind chill factors are going to be sub-zero once you get into our northern counties. Everybody at least down to about 5 degrees by the morning hours. Not a whole bunch going on here. We have pretty much clear skies, of course, after our rain, ice, and snow that we saw on Sunday. But here's the beginnings of our next system. You can see a little spin out across parts of Arizona moving into New Mexico. And there's a little wave up toward Portland that's going to slide in and then kick this out toward us as we get into Thursday and Friday. So that will be our next chance to get some snow into the region. Tonight, though, is going to be pretty calm. Could get a few clouds in here late, but our temperatures 8 in our northern counties, down into the mid-teens in our southern counties. Quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow, lower 20s by noon. I think most of us will make it up 26, 27, 28 degrees during the afternoon. So very similar to what we have seen today. By Wednesday night, cold again, upper teens to near 20 degrees. We'll start to get some clouds increasing by Thursday morning. Clouds thicken throughout the day. Here's 3 p.m. We are going to be above freezing, so that's good. We get into the mid-30s, but we'll start to get some wet snow showers that will start to push in late in the day Thursday evening. This will drop our temperatures back below freezing, and then periods of snow showers Thursday night and then lasting into Friday morning. Once we get to Friday morning, this will rotate off toward the east pretty quickly. This is overall, it's not a very strong storm system, and it's also the type of system that could go poof and we get nothing. So I'm going to keep this very conservative because the main track is going to be to our south. So let's say north of I-44, minor accumulations, an inch or less, out toward Yates Center, Chanute, Iola, Fredonia, maybe a dusting max, unless this system shifts a little farther north. South of I-44, most likely 1 to 2 inches, and then heavier once you get into central parts of Arkansas. So if we look at the impacts, we're kind of in between the no biggie to some low end road impacts by Thursday night. So we'll keep our eyes on this because I would rather up snow amounts instead of down snow amounts as we go through the next few days. All right, 27 on your Wednesday, so cold, but we do jump to 37 on Thursday. Those snow showers late in the day into Thursday night into Friday morning. But overall, yes, it's still cold, 30s and 40s, but the Arctic air is retreating, which is good news. So we go from bitterly cold to just cold.
Which is going to feel balmy,
yeah,
relatively
much
speaking.
Better.
And snow shower sounds a lot less threatening than snow storm, for
Very
sure.
good. Yep.
Thanks, Doug. Tech companies from around the world show off their latest innovations. That's coming up in Consumer Watch. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Americans traveling overseas will need to jump through new hoops starting tomorrow, filling out extra paperwork and shelling out a bit more cash. Britain will now require U.S. citizens to have an electronic travel authorization to come to the UK. The digital registration will cost just over $12 and is good for 2 years. For visits up to 6 months. The new rule applies to citizens of more than 36 other countries.
Across the world, countries are saying we actually want to know about people who are coming here before they touch down at our airports, and therefore every American who wants to travel to or through the UK is going to have to go online.
The visa waiver is the UK equivalent of America's ESTA, a mandatory paid-for authorization to travel with security clearance done in advance. Later this year, 30 other European countries will require Americans to apply for travel permission before they fly. U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel have filed a lawsuit challenging President Biden's decision to block their proposed $15 billion merger. The two companies accused the president of making the decision based on politics. The Biden administration said it made the decision due to American national security reasons. The companies have also filed a separate lawsuit against the CEO of U.S. competitor Cleveland-Cliffs and the president of the U.S. Steelworkers Union. Disney's Hulu Plus live TV service is merging with another streaming provider, Fubo. The companies say Disney will have a 70% ownership stake, though the services will continue to run under both brand names. The deal does not include Hulu's subscription video service. The two companies combined have more than 6 million subscribers. The move also allows Fubo to drop a pending lawsuit against a new joint sports streaming venture involving multiple major media providers. Tech companies from all around the globe are in Las Vegas this week to show off the latest innovations in technology. And there's one word that's on everyone's lips, it seems. Andres Gutierrez tells us what it is.
From lifelike robots,
a little sunshine can definitely brighten the day,
to a tractor that can operate on its own, thousands of items are now being powered by one thing.
A lot of AI. I think AI is going to touch every single thing pretty much that we see here.
Artificial intelligence is taking center stage at CES. The technology allows machines to learn from experience and process massive amounts of data in just seconds. And now it's getting even smarter.
NVIDIA founder and CEO, Jensen Huang.
NVIDIA's CEO says its latest chips are designed to make AI faster and more powerful.
The memory bandwidth is 1.2 petabytes per second. That's basically the entire internet traffic that's happening right now.
The big takeaway.
After the show, I sat down with NVIDIA Omniverse Vice President Rev Libridian, who says the company is also unveiling NVIDIA Cosmos, an open source platform that allows robots and self-driving cars to learn in virtual reality exactly as they would in real situations.
The whole world is at an inflection moment. This new capability we have of essentially manufacturing intelligence is fundamentally going to change productivity in every domain. It's going to touch everything.
That we're taking the technology.
Competitors like AMD are also rolling out their own solutions,
relentlessly pushing the boundaries of high-performance computing.
The latest chips promise to become more affordable, not just for massive companies, but for startups like G1 Intelligent Technologies. The company developed this facial analysis mirror that in just seconds scans your face and offers vital health stats from oxygen levels to how well you slept.
Seems that you get sleep well, you are healthy, but you don't get enough relaxation.
AI is going to become commonplace.
The editor-in-chief of PCMag.com says the end goal of AI is to make life a little easier.
AI is supposed to anticipate what you need and bring it to you.
This latest generation of AI tech promising a future that's more connected, more convenient, and perhaps more insightful than ever before. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Las Vegas.
A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a new rule on medical debt could mean relief for about 15 million Americans. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear more from the incoming sheriff and undersheriff in Cherokee County, Kansas. Plus a look at some cold weather crime incidents in Missouri and a preview of tonight's Pitt State versus Missouri Southern basketball games. Both the men and the women in action tonight. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Cold weather's going to stick with us for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be another cold night tonight. We dip back near 10 degrees for overnight lows. Partly sunny tomorrow. Very similar to what we saw today, about 27 up to 37 on Thursday, but snow showers rolling in by the evening hours.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.